You probably think being nice is always a good thing. You don't want to hurt people. You don't want conflict. You want to be kind. But there is a dark side to being too nice that no one really warns you about. Here are 12 dark truths about being too nice that you probably don't want to hear. Dark truth number 1. People get used to the version of you that never says no. At first, they're grateful. They say thank you. They call you kind, helpful, a good person. But over time, your extra effort becomes their bare minimum expectation. You stop being special. You just become the person they call when they don't want to do something themselves. Dark truth number 2. You teach people how to treat you by what you allow. When you always say yes, you teach them that your time is flexible. When you always forgive without consequences, you teach them that your feelings are optional. They're not always evil, they're just human. People naturally take the path of least resistance, and if you never resist, they learn that your boundaries don't exist. Dark truth number 3. You apologize for things that are not your fault. You say sorry when someone bumps into you. You say sorry when you're the one who was hurt. You say sorry for simply existing in someone's way. At some point, sorry stops meaning remorse and starts meaning, please don't be mad at me. I don't want conflict. You shrink yourself just to keep the peace, even when you did nothing wrong. Dark truth number 4. You confuse being liked with being respected. People might say you're sweet, nice, easy to be around. But deep down, you know some of them don't really respect you. They don't take your opinion seriously. They don't consider your needs. They talk over you, cancel on you, forget about you. They like what you do for them, not who you are. Dark truth number 5. You think you're avoiding conflict, but you're actually building silent resentment. Every time you say yes when you want to say no, a small part of you gets angry, not at them, at yourself. You start to resent people for taking advantage of you, even though you're the one who keeps opening the door. That resentment doesn't disappear. It leaks out as bitterness, passive-aggressive comments, or sudden explosions that surprise everyone around you, including you. Dark truth number 6. You talk kindly to everyone else, but brutally to yourself. When others make mistakes, you're understanding. You're human, it's okay. When you make mistakes, you call yourself stupid, weak, pathetic. You see everyone else's pain as valid. Yours feels like an inconvenience. You treat everyone's emotions as important, except your own.
Dark truth 7. You attract people who love taking, but never really giving. Not everyone around you is a bad person, but if you're always available, you become a magnet for people who like easy relationships. They come to you when they're bored, lonely, or need a favor. They disappear when it's your turn to need support. You become their emotional trash can, their free therapist, their backup plan. And when they feel better, they leave. Dark truth 8. Your kindness is often confused with weakness. You know you're choosing kindness. You know you could be cold or rude if you wanted to, but other people don't see that choice. They just see someone who never pushes back. To them, you're safe to ignore, safe to blame, safe to interrupt, safe to use. They don't fear losing you because you keep proving you'll stay no matter what. Dark truth 9. You lose your identity because you're always adapting to others. With one friend, you become the funny one. With another, the quiet one. With family, the responsible one. With your partner, the understanding one. You shapeshift to make everyone comfortable. One day, someone asks you what you like, what you think, what you want, and your mind goes blank. You've spent so long fitting into other people's stories, you forgot to write your own. Dark truth 10. You think saying no will make people leave. The truth is, saying yes to everyone makes the wrong people stay. The people who really care about you might actually respect you more for having boundaries. It's the users, manipulators, and selfish ones who get angry when you finally say, "No, I can't do that," or "I don't like how you're treating me." When you never set limits, you are not keeping relationships. You are keeping situations where you slowly disappear. Dark truth 11. Being too nice is often a strategy to avoid being abandoned. Maybe as a kid you felt that love was conditional. You were praised when you behaved, when you pleased, when you didn't cause trouble. Now as an adult, you still believe if I'm easy, if I'm helpful, if I'm never a problem, they won't leave. So you overgive, you over-explain, you over-apologize. Not because you're naturally an angel, but because deep down you're terrified of being rejected. Dark Truth 12. If you never stop being too nice, you will eventually become someone you don't even like. You will say yes to paths you don't want, jobs you hate, relationships that drain you. You will betray your own values so that no one calls you selfish. One day you'll look in the mirror and realize you spent your life protecting everyone's feelings except your own. So what do you do with all of this? The answer is not to become cold or cruel. The answer is to become kind and honest, kind to others and kind to yourself. That means sometimes disappointing people, sometimes saying, I can't help you with that, sometimes choosing rest instead of rescuing. It means letting a few people be upset so you don't spend your whole life being quietly destroyed. If this felt uncomfortably accurate, here's your small challenge. This week, say no once where you would usually say yes just to keep the peace. Watch who respects it and who doesn't. That reaction will tell you more about your relationships than 100 nice conversations. If you want more videos about the dark side of how you think, feel, and live so you can't lie to yourself as easily, subscribe and I'll see you in the next one.